Hey YouTube, it's Kevmo here. Thanks for joining. So yeah, today I kind of wanted to explore, I guess, a question that has been continuing to kind of sit with me, um, which is how to, I guess, if you like current how to bring peace to a group of people that have been quarreling and fighting for a long time, and struggle, I guess, to hear one another. So I'm going to speak very generically in this, but yeah. So this has been a question that's been kind of lingering for me for a little bit, and I feel like I've been trying to um, do my best to understand enough about psychology and just personal development to get a point to myself. But yeah, I'm still kind of running into challenges with it. So I guess to kind of share more about kind of my perspective. So I have a relationship with someone where we've kind of quarreled in the past, but recently I feel like we've um, made some peace and heard each other out. I heard, they used to say a lot of times, like, you're not listening, and kind of tell that to me. From my perspective, that I it was kind of annoying to kind of hear because um, I felt I was listening and I felt I was doing my part, and I actually felt like they were being the kind of, I guess, um, party that wasn't really even listening to me per se. So, um, but I did go do some research into kind of just trying to better practice my active listening skills. So trying to kind of recite back what to them what they're saying, and try to put imagine myself in their shoes, and yeah, kind of reflect back and what they're saying, and try to better understand where they're coming from, and really just take some time and sit with that. So I feel like I kind of did that with I feel like I was able to be relatively successful with them because I'm communicating with them and I'm able to kind of get their perspectives now. So, but yeah, I think the problem that I'm still facing and question that I have is like why they're not engaging with other people that I'm trying to uh, also bring together as a group, and just kind of have fun. So in the past, we used to kind of hang out all as a group. And there used to be no issue. But now, when I try to, I guess, create group um, events or invites, this person that I was just talking to you about has said that they don't want to be involved with. They're not going to go to any of those events because there are other people involved that they're still having um, qualms with, I guess. And so, um, yeah, I guess like from my perspective, I'm feeling kind of deflated because I'm sick of kind of seeing disarray and amongst a group of people, and I guess like I kind of want I hear the perspectives from multiple angles, and so I hear one party kind of express hurt and pain from another party, and then consequently I'll go back to that other party because I'll have relationships and interactions that are separate than in a group setting. So um then I'll hear kind of, their perspective on that other party that I was just with. And so, there can be, I guess ultimately that conflict, like how does one resolve group conflict like that? Um, yeah, I think from my perspective, it's just frustrating because I don't want to be in contexts where traditionally like we've done things as a group. I want to be able to do things um, as a group as opposed to only having a relationship with this portion and then that being completely separate with this portion. um and yeah, I feel like that's happening right now for me in a group that I have not typically had that experience with, and it's frustrating for me because it's more work. um and I don't like knowing that people are like still in conflict with one another, when from my perspective, um first off, neither party's innocent. And then second, because of that lack of innocence on both sides. Like there's just no reason that to me it feels like there's no reason that there can't be communication to better understand perspectives and get to a point of more peace. So yeah, I'm feeling kind of frustrated, feeling kind of frustrated, feeling down with it. Clueless, I guess, is another term. You know, I'm still needing to work through, I guess, I'm still, I still need to, I still want to manage my relationships like individually, but I also want like that, I guess, like that third connection in the triangle to form. Again, it used to be there, and now it's not. So, um, you know, on I I want I want, party, let's say there's two parties here. I guess I could be the third, but like party A, party B, I want party A to be able to communicate with party B and, them not get overreactive and not get taken back and not feel um like they're being attacked and ultimately, dismiss themselves and walk away and basically pause any continued attempt at resolution for that conflict. And then I guess I would want I would hope the same for from P to A. So um, anyway, I guess it's hard for me to kind of speak generically with the specifics of it, but at the end of the day, it's got me kind of in like a third party view. Where I'm kind of like witnessing two sides conflicting and opposing each other um, and kind of draining both sides down at the end of the day. So me seeing that definitely makes me feel drained because yeah, I don't like seeing people in conflict. I don't still like seeing people in pain. Um, and I guess, recently I feel like I've tried a couple attempts to um, I guess better understand the perspectives and try to see if they'd be open for, kind of doing those or getting together as a larger group. So for example, like I have been wanting to do a get together in the next couple days, but um, I know uh, not all the parties would show because they're still upset with the other party, and so like that's as someone who's trying to who um, is trying to, I guess, entertain in some way. That's very frustrating to me. I had that happen back in the day for a housewarming party. I had invited someone that had recently gone through a divorce, and I had actually invited both parties. And once once one person came, the other person joined, and then once they just got in, they ended up leaving because that other person that I invited, they they weren't okay with being there now. And I definitely respect, when people need to, um, you know, have boundaries and um, break away from situations that no longer fit and align to them. I've been there and um I've gotten out of relationships and situations before and it's important to prioritize yourself. So but yeah, I mean at that time like I remember feeling frustrated that I'm like, well, what am I supposed to do as like kind of like the entertainer is like, I like it's a gathering of people like can it'd be nice to see everybody all at once rather than me having to figure out how to do it all separately. I guess selfishly for me, it's more work, and I also don't like seeing the pain. And I don't, and then from my perspective, it like the pain, like not to downplay, but like the pain, like it kind of comes off as I guess I feel like it's nothing that can't be worked through. Like it's like just petty enough that it's like okay, now I feel like my life is being more difficult, and you're kind of like over exaggerating it. So I mean, that's just from my perspective, and so I guess yeah, it's my kind of my question, and like in that scenario, like, is it possible for me as kind of a third party to, I guess, still have that group gathering where even though there might be some parties that like aren't super comfortable with one another, because then I can at least see them, and who knows, maybe there'd be some conversations that could happen and then get some resolution. So um, anyway, I'm just kind of frustrated, and I know like I think for me like my next steps for this in, is that I'm gonna continue just focusing on myself, and I feel like I'm getting to a point where I'm kind of like becoming like attached to it getting fixed and resolved between the group that I'm talking about. And so, um, this is a time for, I'm definitely meeting some resistance in it. And so I feel like this is a time for me to just bring my energy back and, focus on the present and be grateful for I guess the abundance that I already do have in life. And yeah, not look at this as like a lack situation. Try to look at it um, what focus on the abundance already here. So definitely a growth opportunity for me. And this video ultimately is just kind of me, um, yeah, trying to kind of talk through some of my emotions. I ended up setting up a therapist appointment for later in the week to kind of talk through this because I feel like it goes for me pretty deep. And yeah, I guess I'll be exploring that. So I'll probably do a video topic on kind of what I learned from it, maybe as a follow up to this one. But anyway, if you have any recommendations for this type of um, stranglement, and like what are like logistically, is there anything I can do like right now to kind of help, I guess, see that flourish? I mean, these are relationships that other people have that, and at the end of the day, I think I've almost maybe been feeling responsible to take on how they manage those relationships because it still impacts me from like a coordination and gathering standpoint. But yeah, maybe it's just not. I know I'm not really responsible for other people's relationships. Um, but considering I've had similar quarrels with some of the parties, I do feel like I have some perspectives that like might be worth sharing for those groups. And I could be wrong. So anyway, this is just kind of me venting. And yeah, it would be appreciate any thoughts if anybody has them or has run into something similar with either groups of people that they've encountered. So um, anyway, we'll keep you posted on yeah, how I'm feeling later, and if I see anything that helps lead to success. So I guess this is kind of like I'd be curious to, that's why I'm kind of reaching out to therapists because I kind of want to get like from a psychology standpoint, like what's like, is this really like my thing to be worried about, or like what does this mean for my own inner work? Why is this frustrating for me? And so what do I need to kind of work through that hopefully will, manifest a different external reality for me. So um, anyway, thanks for joining if you made it this far. And much peace and love, and we'll see you in the next one.